So did you try to do your yesterday's task? Only one. How about others? Very nice. Very nice. Great. Okay, so let us go with the one which we have pending, like LCM, CORS, CRR, these three topics, right? Nice. By the way, is it S3 only, right? Okay. Okay, here. All right, so guys, let's go ahead and then create a bucket. I call it as 6:30 p.m. bucket, and then I'll create it and let it be private. Let it be like this only. Let's see. Okay, let's go inside this. And then we have discussed about these objects, and we have discussed about the properties here, and we have discussed about the permissions here, right? And then these are all you can give permissions. Let's talk about this here. CORS. Guys, what is this? CORS. Do you remember CORS? Cross origin resource sharing. I just open on what we have discussed. Guys, cross origin resource sharing. So what we do is, let us create two buckets here. CORS bucket 1, CORS bucket 2. Okay. In this CORS bucket 1, we will try to upload two HTML files. For example, index.html and load.html. And I'll show you the code of index.html where it shows like, it is calling load.html. And I'll enable a static website hosting here, and I'll try to access this index.html, and I should be able to see the page like this, because the load.html also it is visible over here inside the page. Okay. And now what I do is I edit this index.html. Instead of giving this one, now I'll try to give this load.html endpoint, this endpoint. And this will not be visible. This line will not be visible, because why? There is no CORS here. And after that, we'll try to put the CORS JSON for JSON script a bit and try to refresh, and we should be able to get the load.html here inside this. Guys, do you understood the task? Please let me know if you don't understand. Everyone, do you understand what we're gonna do? Oh, you're in weekend mood or what? You there? Hello? Yeah, nice. So this is what I was saying. See, again, guys, do you remember the CORS topic? What's the CORS topic is? Okay, first thing is we'll try to create two buckets. What are the two buckets that we create? CORS bucket 1, CORS bucket 2. The first step is to create two buckets. Second step is we'll try to upload index.html and load.html inside this bucket. Yes. And inside this index.html, I'll call this load.html. The reason here is calling the same objects from the same bucket will work, and calling the objects from the other bucket will not work. That is the concept here. Okay. I'll upload index.html, load.html, and I'll enable static website hosting, and I'll access index.html. And I should get this index.html, and also whatever the data I have it in load.html, as I called in index.html, I should be able to see the data over here. But if I call load.html, which is in another bucket, will this be visible? The data will be visible here in index.html? Yes or no? No. Why? There is no CORS. What I do is I'll put this JSON format of CORS here, and then I refresh it. Then now this .html will work inside this. Is it clear now? Everyone? Okay, let's do that concept. So should we go and create two buckets now? Let's create two buckets. We call it as COTS BKT1. Let's see, we have already not COTS bucket 1. I'll create it here. Guys, I need to access it. I need to access my index.html as a website. So I should have the public or private. Public. Remove this. Okay, and then create. Should I create another bucket also? Here, let's go here. COTS BKT2. Okay. I'll enable this and then create. So we created two public buckets. Okay, now inside this COTS bucket 1, what is the two files that I need to upload inside the COTS bucket 1? Index.html, load.html. So should I show you where is that COTS? I'll show you this index.html here. Guys, see. This is the index.html, how it looks like, small HTML file. And it says that AWS S3 COTS demo is the title that you get it, heading. Inside this, I'm calling load.html, which is in the same bucket. Can I call like this? In this index.html, can I call load.html? From the same bucket? Yes? Yes, right? Yeah. So we can call it. So I'm calling this load.html and I'll open load.html also. Nothing. In load.html, it says this is loading from the same bucket. Okay. And I'll try to upload these two files in my COTS bucket 1 and I'll try to access index.html. Right? Let's do that. So I'll try to upload these two files over here. Upload. Okay. To enable this website, do I need to make it public or not? Yes, we need to make it public. And how to enable this static website hosting? Go bottom here, and then here you edit it, enable it, and then here index.html. Save. Guys, now I'll open this. Do you see that? My index.html is working now. There is a title called, this is a heading called AWS S3 COTS demo, and load.html file is loading. See, what is there in this load.html? Right? In this index.html, I'm calling load.html. In this load.html, I have this only this same thing. That is what it is printing here in this page. This is load.html, which is coming from the same bucket. Guys, you understood till here, everyone? Right? How about this? Amita, Anita, Bharat, Chaitanya, Shiva, Venkateshwarlu, Kalyan, Nagbhushan, Prasad. Guys, yeah. Yeah. Swapna, Harshita, Sandeep, Karthik, Ravindra, Shravya. Guys, come on. Okay. Please be interactive. Okay. This is loading from the same bucket here. Right. So now what I do, I simply go to COTS bucket 2 and here I'll upload load.html. Right? What is there inside this load.html? This is loading from another bucket. So I will upload in COTS bucket 2. I'll try to upload load.html. Okay, upload it. Okay, close. And I'll make it public. I'll make it public. Okay. So this is the URL that I have it now. Can I put this URL in this index.html now for me, guys? Right, index.html. I edit this And now instead of calling load.html from the same bucket, now I'm calling this from the different bucket. Will this work? Right? Will this work? Chords needs to be enabled. For now, it will not work because, okay, now I have updated this index.html. Should I need to upload to chords bucket one again? Should I need to upload chords bucket one, right? Because I have modified index.html. So let's go here and I'll try to upload this index.html again because I have modified that. I modified that and then index.html, I make it public again. Okay. And let's try to refresh this, guys. Do you see that? Is it calling from the second bucket? Is it calling the load.html, which is in from the second bucket? No. If you inspect it here, if you inspect this on the sources on the console, do you see this? Chords policy has been blocked by chords policy. So the objects cannot be shared by default from one bucket to another bucket. That's the reason why the load.html, which is from the another bucket, is not able to load it. Do you understand the problem here, everyone? Do you understand the problem here? Why it is not working? Right? Yeah, why it's not working? Right. So now what we do, where we need to enable the chords? In chords bucket 1 or bucket 2? Right, bucket 2. Let's go to the chords. Let's go to bucket 2. In permissions, if you come bottom, you have the chords. You have the chords here. So if you click on this learn more, there will be a snippet somewhere using S3 console. Okay, this guy, JSON format. This guy, see? So this code has to be copied, right? And then put it over here. Edit it, put it over here. Okay, what you're doing is here, guys, in this chords bucket 2, you are allowing put, posts, posts, deletes, everything inside this bucket. From which origin, guys? You can put star here, or you can mention chords bucket 1 origin, or simply you can put it star. If you put it star, it will be allowed from every website. Every website can access the objects, can share the objects like in a website. So if you need to have an only particular origin, then you just put that chords bucket domain, this guy, this chords bucket 1 dot, this one you have to put it over here, allowed origins. But now at the moment, I'll just put a star and I'll save it here. See, I saved it here. And now let's try to refresh it. Do you see that now? Now this is now coming it. This is where, because why you have the chords enabled on the bucket. Do you understand? Yes, everyone. This is done by the developers, guys. This will be done by the developers actually. Okay, this will be done by the developers. But what you need to keep in mind is, just in case if you got any error, something like chords, you need to go and enable the chords here. Will you able to do it now? Right? What is the steps that you should do it? I think somewhere I should have mentioned that in README. I'll send you this README. Okay, I'll send you this README. What you can do is you create two buckets name called chords bucket 1 and chords bucket 2 and chords bucket 2. Upload index.html and load.html on bucket 1 and enable website hosting and access the bucket 1 website endpoint, right? And load.html will load because load.html is in the same bucket. And next one, upload load.html only on bucket 2 and make it public. You need to enable the website hosting here and take the load.html URL endpoint from bucket 2 update the URL on index.html on bucket one, right? Load.html from bucket two on bucket one, guys. So then access the bucket one website endpoint, and this load.html will not load because it is calling from the second bucket. So instead of here, edit in the index.html and replace load.html to the bucket to load.html endpoint or URL. Okay, and after that, upload index.html to course bucket one and make it public again. Okay, access bucket one course bucket one website endpoint. Loads.html will not work because it is calling from the another bucket. Now enable the course and bucket two, right? And now access it, it will work. And this is the thing where you need to use it. Yeah, clear, guys? Will you able to do this? Yeah, nice. Okay, that is about the chords there. So metrics, I told you the metrics. Guys, here we have something called total bucket size. You can get the total bucket size. You can get the total number of objects here. And storage class analysis. Guys, storage class analysis, you no need to worry because it will analyze the objects, and it will tell you that the objects can be moved from which storage class to another storage class. Based on that, you can create the LCM rules. Let us go and create the LCM rules here, guys. If you go to the management here, you have something called life cycle rules. Do you remember LCM life cycle rules? What is this used for? What the LCM is used for? Why do we create rules? Hmm? Tell me. Rightly said. So you can move the objects from one storage class to another storage class. How? It's very simple, guys. See here. So create a lifecycle rule. Let's say we'll take an example that guys, all your standard frequently accessed objects has to be moved to infrequently after 30 days. From infrequently, it has to move to the Glacier after total 90 days. And from Glacier, it has to be after 365 days, it has to be expired. Should we take this requirement? Let's take that. So let's create a lifecycle rule. I told you that lifecycle rules has to be created at the bucket level. Okay, go to the management and create lifecycle rule. And let's give the name. Name is like, you can give some test rule, something. You can give the name. Okay, choose a rule scope, guys. You want to do you want to move the object from one storage class to another storage class for the entire bucket, or to some particular prefix, to some particular subfolders. If you want it in the particular subfolder, you just mention the subfolder here. Or if you want to move it for the entire bucket, if you want to apply this lifecycle rule for the entire bucket, apply this. Okay, right? So I'll just go for the entire apply thing. Can you tell me, guys, these lifecycle rules can be used for both current version and previous versions? Yes or no? Yes. Yes. Okay. See here, life cycle rule actions here. You can do it for the current versions and you can do it for the previous versions also. Okay. Let's do, for example, let's select for the current versions. So you want to do the current versions, select the current versions. And here, let's the transition begins here. Okay. So already your objects are in standard frequently axis. Now you have to move to standard infrequently axis. Guys, see here, it is completely depend upon your requirement where you need to move. It's based on purely about the requirement. So here you have standard IA. Now I want to move to standard IA. After how many days? What is the minimum duration that you should have it? How many days? Minimum 30. If you put 29 only, it will not accept. So you can put 50 also, no issues. But at least minimum it should be 30 days. Okay. So now all the objects from frequently axis, it will move to infrequently axis after 30 days. After that, what you need? Add transition. From standard IA, it has to move to where? If you want to move to intelligent tiring, okay, one zone, okay, I want to move it to the glacier. How many days for glacier, guys? Yeah, 60 days, total 90. So if you put 60 plus 30 would be 90 days. Yeah, nice. So you want to move to the glacier? Yes, you acknowledge that. Okay, now this is the transition that you have done. Now we have expiration also, right? There's transition, you do it for the, it's gone. Okay. See, transition, you can do it for the current versions. You can do it, select for the previous versions also. Let's quickly select that. Standard IA after 30 days. And then I need to move to glacier after 60 days. Okay, nice. And I want to expire the current objects also. Select that, and bottom one, after how many days you should expire it? Your wish. I'll put 365 days. See, this is my flow chart that I got it here. See, this is for current versions. From day 0, objects will be uploaded. After 30 days, objects will be transitioned to standard IA. After this day 60, objects will be transition to glacier automatically. And from the glacier, after day 365 days, all the objects which are transferred to this year will be deleted automatically. You understood? That is very simple. You just need to matter of selecting and then putting it based on the requirement here. Is this clear, guys? How to create rules? Everyone? Very simple. Create a lifecycle rule here, configuration. Yeah. Create this lifecycle rule configurations here, and then give the name. And this rule applies to all the objects inside the bucket. You acknowledge, and you want to give it for the current versions. And if you want to do it for the previous versions also, it's okay. You can do that. Right? Current versions, previous versions, if you need. And you want expiration also. And if you want to permanently delete previous versions also, guys, it's based on the requirement. You can go and choose it. Select the transitions here, and then give the transition and expiration time, and then click on just create rule. See? So the rule can be anytime, go and you can edit it, you can delete it, or you can disable the rule also. Guys, do you understand how to create lifecycle configuration rules? See? Excellent. Great. So this is how you create these life cycle rules, right? And then I'll come to the replication for sure. And this is, guys, inventory. Don't do this here now, because it will take 24 to 48 hours to do the inventory. Inventory meaning what it does is it will do the, guys, what is the meaning of inventory? To get the details of what you have it inside the bucket here. So if you want to have a reports to generate a flat files of your objects and metadata, what are the details of what, it can schedule the reports, and it will know the details of all the objects what you have it here, and you can use it for your auditing or reporting purpose. Actually, this is for inventory, but don't do this. Okay, let's talk about replication rules. Do you remember CRR? What is CRR? Hmm? Boy, you're in weekend mood or what? To replicate the same data at different sites. Cross-region replication. Yeah, cross-region replication. So cross-region replication here is cross-region replication. Yes, if you want to replicate the data from one bucket to another bucket, then go for replication route. Should we do that? But I don't do it here. Let me go and create two buckets again. I call it as source bucket and destination bucket. Should we go and create like that? Let's do that. I create a bucket called source BKT, source, okay, 6:30 p.m. BKT, something. Guys, for this CRR, versioning is mandatory or not? Yes, it is mandatory. So CRR can be a private bucket. You can have it. And I need to enable the versioning. Without versioning, you cannot have the CRR. I enabled it and then I created a bucket. And I'll create another bucket here called destination bucket. I call it Desti bucket, Desti TPM BKT. And I'll create in another region. Let's say I'll create it in Ireland region. Okay. And enable the bucket versioning. I'll create it simple. So now, guys, now my requirement is I'll open this new window and open here. See, I am in source bucket. I am in another one. I'm in destination bucket. Now, guys, whatever I put it in the source bucket should be automatically replicated to the destination bucket. That is what it meant, right? CRR meaning. Let's do that. So, guys, remember, existing objects will be replicated. Yes or no? Good one. Existing objects are not replicated. So I'll try to upload one, maybe, okay, this only. Let's say read me. Okay, I'll try to upload the readme here. Okay, in the source bucket, I have uploaded the readme. The readme will be replicated here, guys. Definitely no, because there is no rule created at the moment, right? Should we go and create a rule in the source bucket? So guys, where do you create the rule? If you want to create a rule, if you want to do the replication from source to destination, you need to create the rule in source or destination? In source. So let's go to the management here. And here you have replication routes. Let's go and create a replication rule. Replication rule name, I call it as Mumbai say Ireland जाने वाली गाड़ी, Mumbai to Ireland replication, repli something. Status, enable it. Guys, source bucket. Source bucket is the one, this one, right? Source 6:30 p.m. bucket. Yeah. You want to do it for only one sector folder or you want to do it for the entire bucket? Your wish. I am going for the entire bucket. Destination, guys. Did we learn that you can do the replication in another account also? Yes, right? We learned that, right? We have learned. Yeah. So you can choose the bucket in the same account or you can choose the bucket in another account as well. So let's say choose a bucket in this account only. Browse it. Which bucket? Yeah. Desti bucket. Choose path. See? Desti bucket. Okay. So now, guys, this life cycle, this replication rule should be able to copy the object from one bucket to another bucket, right? So that means it should have its own role, right? In the backend, guys, you can create your own role or you can ask to create a new role itself. You can create your own new own role. You can attach it, or if you don't want to create like this, let him create it. It will create it by yours by itself. Okay, you understand? Okay, here. So you don't replicate objects encrypted. So if you want to replicate the objects with the encryption, you can also replicate. If you want to change the storage class to which storage class that you want to change it by replicating, you can do it, but I'll keep it all these things default. Guys, watch out, don't enable this because it will apply the fees and all, right? And if you want to delete the delete marker, what is delete marker meaning? If someone has deleted any object inside the bucket, that should be replicated or not. These are all your additional uh, details that you can replication option that you can just mark it. That's all. Guys, do you understood this part? How to create a replication rule? Everyone? Guys, please, are you following? Nice. So status is here enable, right? And then source bucket, and I apply for the entire bucket here and choose bucket. I have chosen the bucket. I let it create an IAM role by itself. So don't do any changes here. But if you want, you can do the changes whenever you want here. I click on save. I click on save here. Guys, see here. So now Mumbai to Ireland replica rule has been created. So anytime you can go and edit it, anytime you can go and delete it, anytime you can go and disable the rule, or you can enable it, whatever you need it here. Okay. So guys, in my source bucket, my replication rule is created now. Should I try to upload something and see whether it is getting replicated or not? Let's say I am uploading index.html in source bucket. Okay. In source bucket index.html there. Let's say in destination bucket, what do we have? It will take a second, couple of seconds to come here because it has to be replicated, right? Let's wait and see. Do you see that now? Index.html is now replicated to the destination bucket. So like this, guys, you can upload whatever the data, how much ever data you need, everything will be replicated automatically to this destination bucket if you create a CRR or CRR rule here. Guys, you understood? Yeah. So now question for you is, if I upload anything on destination bucket, will it be replicated to the source bucket? Why? You said no. Why? Right. Rule is not created. So if you want to replicate Ulta, so create a rule. Where do you need to create a rule? You need to create a rule in destination bucket and give the source as destination and then destination as source. Then the Ulta will be, see, go to the management here, and then you can create a replication rules Ulta. It's up to you guys. It's up to you. Guys, is this clear? Everyone? So guys, access points, you can leave it because I will be talking about the access points in VPC section, not here. You don't get anything because we need to talk about the VPC in order to talk about this access points. A lot of concepts is attached to this. Guys, this is a task for you. We have done the CORDS, right? So please do the CORDS one. And can you do the setup lifecycle rules? Yes. Can you do the CRR implementation? CRR implementation is cross-region replication. Guys, if you are selecting SRR, that meaning same region bucket, that will be SRR implementation. Okay. And in CRR, I want you to do this also. CRR implementation. And inside this, replicate from bucket 1 to bucket 2 That is good. Now I want bucket 2 to be replicated to bucket 3, and I want, okay, bucket 1 to bucket 2, bucket 2 to the bucket 3, and I want bucket 1 to bucket 3 again. I need your responses on this, guys. Okay. And CRR implementation, if you're selecting the same region, that will be CRR implementation. Guys, and additional one interesting task for you guys here. See, it's very easy. See here, guys. Create two IAM users called user1 and user2. Okay. And create two buckets in S3 called user1 bucket and user2 bucket. Right now, what you have to do is, guys, if user1 logged in, he should be able to access only user1 bucket. He should not be able to access user2 bucket. If user2 logged in, he should be access only user2 bucket, and he should not be able to access user1 bucket. Will you able to do this? Guys, just put it in Google, single user, single bucket policy, you will get it. So hint is you can do it either IAM policy or you can use it from the bucket policy. Will you take this and do it, guys? Exploring stuff from S3. This will be very interesting. Okay. And also I told you that, guys, so all the developers, if you think that going here from the console, uploading and then doing all these things are difficult for you, there is a tool called ST browser. What is that? ST browser. This is for free. This is for free. This is for free. See here. So here you download this, and guys, add a new account. Here you provide your access keys and secret key and click on add new account. Guys, your account will be added, and you can use this tool to just drag and drop to your buckets. Instead of going to the console all the time, clicking that, this and all, this is very easier for you to just drag and drop, create folders and put files here. This is just an advanced tool actually. Got that? That is what I put it out there, like download S3 browser, add account, provide keys, and start accessing S3. Or yeah, or you can put it, I say, or put the data in buckets. So guys, what I do is, who is in contact with me? Who's in touch with me for the material? Srikanth? Who is that? Is it Srikanth? Yeah, Srikanth, send me an email. So I'll send all this task and then that sample index.html, load.html is also via email. Is that okay? Or should I paste it here? Yeah, you may, I'll mail it, and then I'll mail it. You just send it to your group, and then you can just follow this task for today. Guys, will you able to do this task? Hey, I'm asking you, are you able to do all the tasks? Did you finish all the tasks till now, everyone? Or you're buttering me? Yeah, it is good for you if you do it, guys. If you have something pending, please do it. Don't keep it. We have so many things that coming up. Yeah, don't stack it. Don't stack it, please. Finish it off. It doesn't take even half an hour or 1 hour time. If you're learning, you should spend time at least half an hour or 1 hour there. Nice. So send it the email to me, Srikanth, immediately now, and I'll send it to you immediately so that people can start doing these practicals. Yeah. Superb. So guys, can you give me the final CC for today? Excellent. So that is all, guys, for today. And I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we have class, usual classes Saturday. I'll see you tomorrow with the next topic. Until then, take care. Bye-bye. Have a nice day. Good night.